Diddy and R. Kelly. If you're thinking P. Diddy is the most twisted tale the music industry has to offer, think again. You're forgetting another greater evil, R. Kelly. Two icons, two empires, and two twisted legacies built on fame, fear, and full-blown manipulation. But here's the kicker. What if I told you? Their stories aren't just similar. They're practically copy-pasted. From secret tapes to control tactics, this isn't just a coincidence. It's a dark blueprint for abuse at the top of the music industry. So hold tight and don't go anywhere, because this video is going to send chills down your spine. Fame, power, and control. So, folks, we'll get straight to the point. You see, both Diddy and R. Kelly built their careers on charisma, influence, and a godlike presence in their respective genres. Diddy was the flashy mogul who gave us Biggie, shiny suits, and a million remixes. R. Kelly, the Pied Piper of R&B, belting out seductive ballads that became slow jam staples for decades. But behind the velvet rope was a much darker pattern. The obsession with control. Damn. Well, R. Kelly. From the 90s onwards, multiple women testified that he would take complete control of their lives, what they wore, when they ate, and who they could talk to. He allegedly turned homes into psychological prisons, complete with rules, isolation, and constant surveillance. In one of the most jaw-dropping revelations from the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries, former girlfriends described how they had to ask permission just to use the bathroom. Sounds familiar? In the bombshell lawsuit filed by singer Cassie against Diddy in 2023, she described a nearly identical environment. Diddy allegedly took control of her personal, professional, and emotional life. From constant surveillance to coercive behavior and even enforced substance use, Cassie painted a picture of a man obsessed with domination, not just love. In both cases, fame became the mask, and power, the weapon. Grooming and manipulation. Now, here's where the parallels get even more haunting. Both R. Kelly and Diddy have been accused of targeting young, vulnerable women at the start of their careers, often under the guise of mentorship. Let's rewind to 1994. R. Kelly, then 27, illegally married 15-year-old singer Aaliyah. He allegedly bribed a government employee to get her a fake ID. Years later, he'd repeatedly avoid commenting on the marriage, even omitting her from his autobiography altogether. Creepy doesn't even begin to cover it. Fast forward to Diddy, who signed Cassie when she was just 19. She was new to the industry. He was already a billionaire and a powerful player. What started as a professional relationship allegedly spiraled into years of psychological and physical abuse, masked by luxury trips, music collaborations, and the illusion of a glamorous lifestyle. Both men knew what they were doing, weaponizing dreams, turning ambition into leverage, and using the industry's broken power dynamics to silence any cries for help. It only gets worse and worse, out-of-court settlements. Another similarity that just screams, "I've got something to hide." The pileup of out-of-court settlements and NDAs. R. Kelly's legal history is practically a scroll at this point. In 1996, Tiffany Hawkins sued him for emotional distress during a relationship that started when she was 15. Tracy Sampson followed in 2001, saying she was treated like a personal sex object at 17. Patrice Jones, Montina Woods, the list goes on. Each case ended with one thing: a check and silence. Non-disclosure agreements, sealed settlements, hush money, call it what you want. Now jump to Diddy. Just days before a federal lawsuit from Cassie was set to proceed, he settled, fast. The exact terms? Sealed, confidential. And while Diddy maintained his innocence, the timing was eyebrow-raising. But it didn't stop there. In 2024 alone, over half a dozen women came forward with federal lawsuits accusing Diddy of sexual assault, trafficking, and violent abuse, dating as far back as the 1990s. Sound familiar? Again, settlements were discussed, hush money floated, and NDAs piled up like unreleased tracks. When legal defense becomes a business expense, you know something's rotten. Video evidence. Now let's get to one of the eeriest parallels. Both R. Kelly and Diddy have been accused of recording their alleged abuse. R. Kelly's 2002 child pornography case was built around a videotape that allegedly showed him having sex with an underage girl. Multiple others surfaced over the years, many shown to depict him engaging in sexual acts with minors. The tapes became evidence, but also underground currency passed around, leaked and used to fuel years of media obsession. Now with Diddy. The tapes are also part of the allegations. Multiple lawsuits reference recorded encounters, many allegedly non-consensual, used for control and blackmail. In one of the most chilling 2024 filings, a victim claimed Diddy had a secret vault of sex tapes, many recorded without consent. Allegedly, some even featured other celebrities or public figures caught in compromising situations they didn't know were being filmed. Blackmail, leverage, control. Again, it's the same sick playbook, just with a bigger budget and a private jet. But here's something more baffling. Circle that enabled it all. You see, neither of these men operated solo. Both had full-blown teams behind them, assistants, bodyguards, lawyers, managers, all of whom allegedly helped hide, ignore, or even facilitate the abuse. R. Kelly's ex-employees admitted they procured girls, forged documents, turned a blind eye to red flags, and stayed silent to protect the brand. In fact, some of them testified to having full knowledge of what was going on behind closed doors. Similarly, Diddy's lawsuits suggest he too had a circle that enabled him. One former staffer claimed there were people on payroll specifically tasked with cleanup, destroying evidence, intimidating witnesses, or arranging NDAs. Several victims claimed they were flown across state lines for meetings that turned into assault, and it's alleged that staff handled all logistics. It's not just a case of one man abusing power, it's a machine, and it ran for decades. Fall from grace. So, how did these stories finally come crashing down? The answer, oddly enough, is the internet. For years, both Diddy and R. Kelly floated above the fray. Their music, their image, and their money made them untouchable. But then, the internet started talking. Survivors began sharing stories, documentaries started airing, and social media became the court of public opinion. For Kelly, the turning point was the Lifetime series Surviving R. Kelly. Within weeks, his concerts were canceled, radio stations muted him, and the justice system finally caught up. In 2022, he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. With Diddy, it's been a mix of public pressure and shocking leaks. After the Cassie lawsuit, more women felt empowered to step forward, and when CNN released footage of Diddy allegedly assaulting Cassie in a hotel hallway, the internet erupted. His homes were raided, his reputation tanked, and suddenly, the bad boy for life image became a liability. Now, even longtime industry allies are turning silent. So here we are, two music giants, brought down by nearly identical patterns of manipulation, control, and abuse. And the sad truth? There are probably more out there. Because as long as fame equals power, and power stays unchecked, there'll always be another name with skeletons behind the stage curtain. But the difference now? People are watching, listening, believing. Because no matter how many platinum records you sell, if your legacy is built on pain, the world won't sing along forever. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the headlines. And let us know in the comments,